Hi, my name is Elizabeth Fox, and I'm the copyright specialist in the library. For your scavenger hunt, you will be taking photos. We want to introduce you to the concept of ownership when it comes to your academic work, especially the photos you will be taking. As you create things for your classes, you are likely to create some things you are really proud of, and others that are fine, but not something you would shout about. All of these things are owned by you. It does not depend on whether they were an assignment or whether you turned them in for a grade. It does depend on the work being your own. This presentation is going to cover some of the basics about copyright. Note that copyright can become very complicated very quickly, and this presentation will not cover any of those complications. Intellectual property is a form of legal property that is not physical, like a chair or a car. It is the ownership of expressions of ideas to a large extent. Copyright covers literary works, works of art, architectural and choreographic works, and other types of works like these. Patents cover inventions for the most part, but also cover some types of processes. For instance, Moderna has a patent on their COVID-19 vaccine, so nobody can manufacture their vaccine without their permission. Trademarks are symbols and phrases that represent a company or a product. For instance, SDSU has a jackrabbit in a particular style, as well as a particular intertwined SD as logos, and they are registered as trademarks of the university. Nobody can use those images without SDSU's permission. As I said earlier, you will own the photographs you take for this class. You can choose what is done with those photographs. You can choose to turn them in for a grade or not. You can choose to let your professor keep one she particularly likes or not. You can choose to make an especially nice one available for other people to use as long as they give you credit or not. You can sell a really good photo, make a fortune, and not have to work or not. You can choose to register your copyright or not. Let's start by looking at what you get as the owner of a copyrighted work. When you create an original work, you get to control certain things in most situations. You can control any reproductions that are made in any format, any derivative works, such as photoshopping smiley faces onto the buildings of your photos in this class. The distribution of copies, either for free or by selling them. The display or performance of a work. And for sound recordings, the online performance. You don't really get to control this. You just get paid whenever your work is played. You can also reassign all or some of those rights, either by giving them away or selling them. Creative Commons licenses are a common way to allow specific uses without people bothering you by asking for that use. An attribution license, CC BY, requires an attribution of the work only. That means that anyone can use your photo as long as they say that the photo is by you. This is the most basic license, and other requirements are added on top of this one. A share alike license, CC BY-SA, requires that anything created using your photo must also have a CC BY-SA license attached to it. Non-derivative, CC BY-ND, means that someone can use your work as it is, but not make a derivative work from it. You can Photoshop smiley faces on the buildings in your photos, but others cannot do so. Non-commercial, CC BY-NC, means that someone else cannot use your work in a commercial way. Company A can't come along and sell your photo for use in their graphics program, for instance. These licenses can then be combined as attribution non-commercial share alike or attribution non-commercial non-derivative. There is also a CC0 license that gives up all rights totally, but I don't recommend using that one. From the moment you take a photo, the work is copyrighted. Although it is always a good idea to include the word copyright or the copyright symbol, the date you created the work and your name, that is not required for copyright. However, if you want to make sure that others do not use your work without your permission, you will need to register the work with the Copyright Office. In most cases, this is an unnecessary expense. You can license works easily if you want to let people use them. Just give them a Creative Commons license. The easiest way to do this is to put the photo online in an app like Flickr or maybe Instagram and include metadata or online information about the photo, like cataloging information about a book. Flickr has Creative Commons licenses. Flickr has Creative Commons licenses built in. In Instagram, you have to put the Creative Commons license in the comment field. Flickr makes searching for CC licensed photos easy. Instagram does not. So go out, take great photos for your scavenger hunt, then share those great photos using Creative Commons licenses or by retaining your rights.